Thanks for tuning in. Ham Talk Live will be on the air shortly. Please stand by. Thanks for tuning in. Ham Talk Live will be on the air shortly. Please stand by. This episode of Ham Talk Live is brought to you by Tower Electronics. For connectors, cables, and more, call 920-435-2973 or visit pl-259.com. And by ICOM. Heard it? Worked it? Logged it. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information about ICOM radios.
It's Ham Radio with Neil Rapp. Here we go. Welcome to Ham Talk Live. Call in, let's talk. Neil's your guy. Ham Talk Live. Here we go on Ham Talk Radio.
Hey, good evening, everyone. It's time for Ham Talk Live once again. It's episode number 131, the Collegiate QSO Party, recorded live on Thursday, September 6th, 2018. I'm your host, Neil Rapp, WB9VPG. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Ham Talk Live tonight. We're joined once again by our regular Andy Milluzzi, KK4LWR, and we'll take your calls live in just a few minutes. Last week here on the show, if you missed that, Michael Coulter, W8CI, Michael Colley, W4MCA, and Mark Brown, N4BCD, were here to talk about Dayton, Orlando, and Huntsville Hamfests all working together. And if you missed that, you can listen anytime at hamtalklive.com or your favorite podcast app or over on YouTube. So get your questions ready to go about the Collegiate QSO Party. After the interview, you can give us a call. I'll go ahead and give you the number. We're not ready for calls just yet, but I'll give you the number so you have it ready. It's 812-NET-HAM-1. 812-638-4261. You can also Skype us. We're Ham Talk Live on Skype. You can send us a tweet. Our Twitter handle is @HamTalkLive. If you're on Spreaker, you can also put something in the comments there, and we'll see it. And love to hear from you tonight. So I'll be back with Andy right after this word from Tower Electronics right here on Ham Talk Live.
Hey, honey, have you seen the PL259s anywhere?
No, I haven't. Come on, kids. Let's go. There's just one place to go for all of your connector needs.
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics. A giant warehouse of connectors and adapters for every occasion. Thousands to choose from in every shape, size, and color. And they have antennas, soldering supplies, cables, meters, and more. Where do you go if you want to buy a connector at a fraction of retail cost?
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics. And this weekend only, take advantage of our special liquidation sale. Buy 9 solder type PL259s, get the 10th one for just $1 penny. They make great Christmas presents. And what better way to say I love you than with the gift of a PL259?
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics.
Hi, I'm Scott Cole, KB9AMM, president of Tower Electronics. I like the company so much that I bought it.
Tower Electronics, coming to a Hamfest near you, or online at pl-259.com. And we're in the yellow pages under Amateur Radio Connectors.
My, wherever did you get that lovely PL259?
Tower Electronics, pl-259.com, or call 920-435-2973.
Do we sell PL259 connectors?
At Ham Talk Live, we have $1 million request guarantee. You give us $1 million, and we'll do a show about whatever ham topic you request. Guaranteed.
Thanks to Scott and Jill and their mascot socks at Tower Electronics for sponsoring the show tonight to help bring you Ham Talk Live. They just left Shelby, and Sunday, September 9th, they'll be in Findlay, Ohio. And then September 15th and 16th, they'll be at Peoria, Illinois. And they're always at pl-259.com. Well, he's back once again, and we're in Orlando 2 weeks in a row here. Andy Milluzzi, KK4 LWR. He's the past president of the Gator Amateur Radio Club at the University of Florida in Gainesville. He's currently a systems engineer for Walt Disney Parks and Resorts in Florida, and Andy's a key leader in the ARRL Collegiate Amateur Radio Initiative, a group that's been formed to share ideas and promote and rejuvenate amateur radio clubs in colleges and universities in North America. So, Andy, you're back again.
Yeah, it's always great to talk to you, Neil. This has been quite the year. I've seen you more than ever, and we've been talking a lot more than ever. It's been great.
And you've been in QST and NCJ, and you've been on here like 2 or 3 times, and you're the man right now.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the hobby. So, when you do something you enjoy, you don't mind getting out and showing it off.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about the Collegiate QSO Party, but first, I know we talked about this before the show, but let me go ahead and throw it in here real quick. Last time I talked to you on the show, I was at the Deer's Shack there at Disney with you, and we found the van, the communications van, in the sinkhole. And we didn't get an update on that. So quickly, let's fill everybody in what happened with the sinkhole thing.
So it appears they were doing some drilling in the area, and it appears that they were boring something, and they nicked a water pipe, and that washed out that sinkhole there. And the contractors took care of everything. They got the truck out. It seems to be in good shape, no major damage or anything, and they've filled in the sinkhole there, and I think mostly completed what they were working on. So, a happy ending to that one. It ended much better than it could have ended, so we were quite happy to see that.
All right, so life is good at Disney again. The comm van is back up and running. So, all right, let's talk about this Collegiate QSO Party, and we kind of mentioned that when we were together down in Florida. So how did this all get started? I mean, this has been talked about for years. How did this get going, and why is this effort being made to make this go?
So, like you said, this has been talked about for years. It's not my idea at all. It has been tossed around and debated all over the place. And I think it sort of addresses a couple of things within the college schedule. A lot of people go back to school at the end of August, beginning of September, and really the big existing school contest is School Club Roundup. So you're waiting until late October for that, and for some schools that's right after they start. I know I've heard from a lot of schools over these last few weeks since the articles dropped in NCJ and QST, about the QSO Party, saying we don't go back to school until, October 1st. We might not be all that active. And there are some schools that do, but there's a lot of schools that also go back, as early as middle of August. And they have those, student fairs, student activity fairs, in collegiate clubs. If you go on the Facebook group right now, you'll see clubs posting, their outreach at these student activity fairs, trying to get new members, trying to, show off amateur radio. But having to wait, 2 months or most of a semester in some cases, can be pretty difficult for those schools. So that was one of the big factors, was trying to see something that sort of fit, on that timeline to be, welcome back to school, check out the amateur radio club. Oh, and next week we have this big event, and you should come check it out. So something to immediately get new hams and potentially new hams and, existing hams quickly engaged in the hobby, and hopefully get them hooked for the entire school year.
Okay, so that's the goal here, and so tell everybody how you can participate. And this is not just limited to school stations. We got to get some contacts out there. So tell everybody how they can participate depending on whether they're involved with a school or not involved with a school, and how all that works.
So the good news is that this contest is open to any ham. We have 4 major categories, each with a subcategory. We have the collegiate station. We have the employee/faculty/staff station. We have a individual station. And then we have a alumni station. And let me just pull up here on my own all the details of those stations, because I want to make sure I give them all correctly here. Because there are some interesting caveats to each of the rules for them. The collegiate station is probably the easiest one for everyone to sort of comprehend. That is the station for if you are a college student or you are a college club, you are a collegiate station, which is really fantastic. That means if you don't have a club yet at your school, you can still activate your school and get on the air and do all that fun stuff without having to worry about submitting a log as a club that doesn't exist or not having a call sign. So we really tried to make that flexible for if you're an existing club. Great, you're a collegiate station, that's easy. If you're at a university. If you're just a student, though, and your school doesn't have one, you can still get on the air. So that's probably, the coolest category and most unique of any other event out there. The next one that we sort of go into is the, employee club, and the employee not club, but an employee station. And the employee station is basically anyone who's faculty, staff, administrator, if you're an adjunct, if you work at a university or college in some capacity, you qualify for the employee category. You can operate as part of the collegiate club. That's totally cool. If you're active with your collegiate club, you can help them out and be that. Or if you choose to operate on your own, under your own call sign, there's an entire employee category, because we really want to, encourage, everyone who is involved at some level with a collegiate station to get on the air. Then the individual station is pretty much everyone else. So either a club or, an individual who wants to work the contest. We have a category for you. You don't have to be associated with the university, but, you can just feel free to operate that. And then probably one of the more interesting categories, and one that I hope grows over time, is this idea of a Collegiate Club alumni category. So basically, this is for hams that were part of a college club when they were a student at a university. And the idea of this category specifically is to help try and, recognize those hams that have continued the hobby, beyond college, but also try to help them, get involved and stay active with maybe the school they attended or with the larger movement itself. So those are the 4 categories, and their subcategories are basically a high power and low power. So we wanted to, basically say, if you don't have a high power station, that's totally cool. If you're under 150 watts, you're a low power station. If you're above 150 watts, you fall into the high power station. And basically that's the peak wattage used during the contest. So if you operate most of the contest at 100 watts, but then you turn on the amp for 10 contacts, you've become a high power station. So just something to sort of keep in mind there.
Okay, now let's... go ahead.
No, so I was going to say, so there's lots of different ways that folks can get involved and really sort of display their college colors.
Okay, now we're going to, display the college colors, as you say. Let's talk about the exchange so that people know what kind of exchange you're going to make during this QSO party, and how that is going to work with making contact. And then also maybe, is there anything special for digital modes? Like if you're going to do FT8, you're limited on the number of characters. So let's talk about the exchanges a little bit.
Yeah. So we want to do a really, really unique exchange for this QSO party, something to sort of differentiate us from every other contest. So naturally, you'll have to exchange your call sign and your operating class. And then The other thing that you need to exchange is going to be the college or university that you attended, and the mascot. So we wanted to have something fun in there. So like I went to Florida for my PhD, so I would say, Andy, University of Florida, and Gators, and make sure that's in my exchange. If you didn't go to college, we still want you to feel involved, or if you're part of a club, we still want you to feel involved. So you sort of have the option that you can say none, or you can share your club name, if, in the exchange, if you, are in the individual category. So, there's an option for both, but really the idea is to sort of show your college colors. This event's happening on a college football weekend, so there's a lot of good opportunity to have some bragging rights there. I know the SEC's, quite a competitive football conference. Maybe we're the most competitive, amateur radio conference. Who knows? There's
you're not going to make me get out the sound effect. SEC, SEC, SEC.
Yep. We did have the champion of the college football last year, and we're a good football conference. But maybe we want to get schools out there really identifying and cheering themselves on. And part of the exchange as well is to hopefully start making some connections. There's a lot of people I talk to on the radio that I've gotten to know over the years, and a lot of times it comes from just one of those comments in the exchange of, oh wait, I didn't know you did that, or you're from here, or that sort of thing. So like hopefully if an alumni reaches out, or you make a contact with an alumni, I love talking to fellow Gators when I'm on the radio. I also went to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology for my undergrad. I love talking to fellow fighting engineers on the radio. If that can spur some connections, all the better as well. So hopefully it'll be a fun exchange. And then you asked about exchanging like for digital modes and all that. The good news is that you can exchange the acronym of the university you went to in the logging software. The way it'll work is the header file of your log will say the university and the abbreviation, and then we will match call sign and abbreviation in the log. So I know, like, if you put MSU, some people might think Michigan State University. Some people might think Mississippi or Missouri, or So, if some people say OSU, I grew up in Ohio, I think Ohio State, but there's also Oklahoma State and there's also Oregon State. So, if you do have an acronym that's shared, between schools, that's totally okay. You can exchange just the acronym. If you're on phone, I would encourage you to say the name of your school. But I understand a digital or CW land or JT65 or, slow scan TV, you might not want to, write it all out. So, that would be an easy way for logging.
Yeah. Now, like even here in Indiana, we have VU. And I went to VU, and that's Vincennes University. But then the people on the north end of the state say that's Valparaiso University. So we got to watch out for that. And now there's even there's two Indianas. There's Indiana and there's Indiana, Pennsylvania. So you just never know. But the best mascot may be the fighting engineers from the Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology.
The fighting engineers.
Just down the road.
Yep, in Terre Haute, not too far from you.
Now you realize who Florida's playing in football this weekend, right?
I haven't actually looked. I confess I've been on business travel, so my mind's been there.
Okay, well, it's my beloved Kentucky Wildcats.
Oh, okay, that'll be the easy game.
So yeah, thanks. Yeah, it probably will be knowing how we play football, but it's that SEC thing. SEC,
yep.
SEC. I'm sorry. That's got to be like the worst commercial marketing idea ever. SEC. I don't get it, but anyway. All right, so we've got all this information about the Collegiate QSO Party. Sorry, and I was getting ready to talk about CQP, and then CQP is like also two different things. So we're back to that again.
Yeah. So, I mean, CQP is the acronym that I've been using for this event. Just, for myself, when people have asked, hey, how should I identify in CW? CQP totally is cool. The other CQPs aren't going on this weekend. So, they aren't going on the 15th and 16th of September. So you shouldn't have any conflicts there.
Okay. So where can you find all this information written out for CQP?
So we have it on the Cary Facebook page. So if you go to arl.org/wewantU, that's just the capital letter U, that will link you over there. Or the Gator Amateur Radio Club at the University of Florida has been gracious enough to set up a static web page with the rules and some links to the logging format. And some folks at FAU actually created an N1MM template that I'm also going to get up there this weekend. So you can go to, like I said, the Facebook page and engage in the conversation. That's where the rules are sort of previewed. They've been posted there for several months, actually. And a lot of the members of that group have actually contributed. I know, Neil, you were even part of that, trying to get ideas and thoughts on how the rules would be sort of fall in. So that's a great place to go. But if you're just looking for a quick and dirty, web page, gatorradio.org/collegiate. And that will get you to all the rules there.
Okay, so there you have it, folks. You can get on the air. Maybe you're an alumnus, maybe you're in a college, or maybe you're not. Maybe you're just a ham, and so you've got all these categories possible. Just go to gatorradio.org.
Correct. /collegiate.
/collegiate, and you can find all that information there. It's also in QST and in the National Contest Journal, so you can find some information there as well. All right, well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to take some calls and some tweets and all that good stuff. So get ready to give us a call and send us a tweet if you have something that you want to ask. We'll talk about that and more with Andy right after this word from ICOM America right here on Ham Talk Live. Heard it, worked it, logged it. It's time to get the transceiver that is best suited for your lifestyle. ICOM offers a variety of high-performance and innovative products. See how you can make the most out of contest season with one of these transceivers. First, the ICOM IC7851, the competitive edge you've been looking for. Raise the bar and hear what others cannot with this flagship HF and 50 megahertz transceiver. It has reciprocal mixing dynamic range, crystal clear LO design, a spectrum scope, dual receivers, and digital voice recorder. The ICOM IC7610 is the SDR every ham wants, and just in time for contesting season. This high-performance SDR has the ability to pick out the faintest of signals, even in the presence of stronger adjacent ones. The new ICOM IC7610 is a direct sampling, software-defined radio that will change the world's definition of an SDR transceiver. Featuring RF direct sampling system, 110 dB RMDR, independent dual receiver, and dual Digicel. And then the ICOM IC7300 is changing the way entry-level HF is designed. This high-performance, innovative HF transceiver with a compact design will far exceed your expectations. With RF direct sampling, 15 discrete bandpass filters, a large 4.3-inch color touchscreen, real-time spectrum scope, and an SD memory card slot. Be sure to visit ICOMAmerica.com/amateur for more information on ICOM radios.
Join the conversation. Call us on voice with Skype at Ham Talk Live or give us a call at 812-NET-HAM1. That's 812-638-4261. Now, here's more Ham Talk Live.
Is it getting hot in here, or is that just your amplifier? You're listening to Ham Talk Live with Neil Rapp.
Well, thanks to ICOM for sponsoring the show once again tonight, and they've got all those great radios for contesting season just in time, so check them out at icomamerica.com. And you can check out Ham Talk Live every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time right here at hamtalklive.com. And you can check out our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages, too. We put some stuff up there from time to time. And right now it's time for your calls. So if you have a question for Andy, give us a call. The phone number, 812-NET-HAM1, 812-638-4261. Or you can Skype us. It's just Ham Talk Live on Skype. And on Twitter, you can tweet us at Ham Talk Live. And a couple of things here. First of all, Tom says go Cats, so that's good. So we've got 2 for the Cats and 1 Gator.
I mean, you know the old saying, the Gators have won how many games against the Wildcats in the last 30 years?
Yeah, we're moving right along back to the Collegiate QSO Party here. Now, speaking of ICOM, we were going to go and talk about something else here, but we forgot to mention that ICOM has come through with some prizes. So why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, so for the first year of the QSO Party, the ARRL has stepped up, and they're going to help us with, recognizing first and second place in all of our different categories. And then for the collegiate stations, ICOM of America has decided to sponsor some swag packs. So those will be good either for the club to give away to, new members, or at events to sort of, promote it, or as, for club members to, show their amateur radio pride and all that. So they have really come through with us this first year, and I look forward to working more with Ray and all the folks at ICOM on that. I think they just like the league, see that this is a big thing moving forward, and definitely the future of the hobby in terms of keeping new people get involved in it, and collegiate clubs are a great way to do that. So many thanks out to both the American Radio Relay League and ICOM for helping us make this contest possible.
All right, there you go. So you can win some swag there with the Collegiate QSO Party. So make sure you participate if you can. And let's talk about, and let me again invite everybody, 812-638-4261, or tweet us, and we'd love to hear your questions about this. But I was going to ask you about some of the bonuses. Now, this was one of my favorite parts of the whole Walmart parking lots on the air, that we had all these ridiculous bonuses, like, Old Roy with Roy, where you had to take your dog with you and you had to talk to somebody named Roy in order to get the bonus. So I don't think you've got any quite that far off the wall, but you've got some interesting bonuses on this one.
Yeah, so we wanted to make some special bonuses as well as special multipliers. We'll start off with the multipliers. They're probably the easiest one. The first one is, if you work in alumni, you get a 3 times multiplier on that QSO. So an alumni would be, me working another Gator is working an alumni, or the Gator Club working me. They will get the alumni bonus. So there are some good alumni bonuses there for both, the individual and collegiate and even employee categories. So that's really cool. Working college clubs get a 5 times multiplier on that QSO. And if you work your alma mater, if you work the college that you attended, the collegiate club there, you get 25 times multiplier on that QSO. So a big point bonus for that. We also know that some people prefer to, get on the air in different ways. So we want to recognize, QRP. That's a multiplier that can stack with everything except a satellite QSO. And you identify that with your call sign, stroke QRP in the log. That's going to be a cool one there. It's a ×2 multiplier. I know my brother does a lot of soda, and he loves to work with his KX3 QRP. So, we definitely want to recognize the low power guys out there, because that's a lot of fun. It's a great challenge. And then also, we're trying it out. We'll see how it goes. There's a satellite QSO multiplier. So you can do up to 2 QSOs on a satellite and count the multiplier. and that's a times 50 multiplier for working the satellite QSO. So potentially you could, stack that. Well, you can't really stack the multipliers, but you could stack, QRP with some of the other ones there and get some good bonuses. But yeah, the satellite one should be fun too. So I'm hoping to hear a lot of college stations get on the air. A lot of them have satellite stations. So it'd be really cool to start hearing them light up some of the birds and Oscars floating around. And then we put in some bonus points. They're mainly targeted at school clubs to try and encourage activity. So the first one is media for school clubs. So there's 600 points of just straight up bonus points available for the use of social media and traditional media. So posting, on your school's Facebook page or, your club's Twitter account or Facebook page or Snapchat or Instagram or YouTube, or even posting in the newspaper or flyers around campus, that sort of thing. And you get 100 points per post, max 200 per day. So that leads up to the event. So, you can do it over 3 separate days. And you get, 600 points there, pretty easy points. And this includes, like I said, live streaming, Facebook posts, all that sort of stuff. So even posting alumni newspapers count. So very, very broad category there. And you can do, 6 discrete days or 3 days with 2 posts a day. And for that, just on, when you submit your logs, send a picture, that sort of thing, or a link. And that's good, for that. We also have a public operation for school clubs. So you get 250 point per hour bonus, maximum 1,000 points, so 4 hours of operating a self-contained portable station in a public space on campus. So you got to have a sign. You can't just bring an HT and sit on a bench. You can't do remote station. You truly have to be portable. But if you do that, take a photo of yourself doing that. And if you do that for 4 hours, you can get 1,000 points. So we really want to see schools, get out there on the quad and throw up an antenna between a couple of trees and just get on the air, or work their satellite QSOs, out in public, and maybe, also set up, just a simple, vertical or something out there to get on the air and really engage other students. And then lastly is the one that I think will be the most exciting, and the one I think I really want to see happen, but I'm not sure this is going to, happen. But it's the school administrator bonus. So 300 points for each unique school administrator, and that's department chairman and above. So department chairman, dean, president, provost, board member, if you can get them on the air and make a contact. So you still have to be the control operator, but if you can get them on the air making the contact from the school station, you get 300 points. You can have them, you get 1 bonus per administrator. So if they sit there and they're on it, all afternoon, you don't get the same 300 point bonus. But you also have to provide the name, position, and signature of all the administrators who operate. And you can just, email that as a PDF or whatever when you submit your logs. So trying to do some fun bonuses for the school category that also help the schools, again, do that outreach and get on the air and help bring new people into the hobby.
Okay, well, there you have it. Some cool and unique bonuses and multipliers for the Collegiate QSO Party coming up soon, so you can check that out. All right, we've got a couple of comments online or questions online, and so sticking with the SEC here, we're going back to Tom Sorrell, and he says, and I'm not sure you're going to have an answer for this, but we'll try. What's the best way to find what university clubs are participating?
So I don't have a good answer for that yet. I can tell you that I have been inundated with emails since the QST article post. Evidently, putting your email address in QST means you get a lot of messages. So that's been an experience. I can tell you that Missouri, or not, I think Missouri S&T has said they're going to be on the air. Michigan State has emailed me. The Manchester Community College up in Manchester, New Hampshire's emailed me. FAU is going to be on the air. I think I heard MIT is going to be on the air. I know IU is going to be on the air. So I have heard lots and lots of schools. I don't know all that will be on the air. I am hoping that they will, if you are a school and you're thinking about, participating, definitely hop on the Facebook page and post. that you'll be on there, and sort of share that and create hype. But there is no one list. I'm hoping that we consume all of the DX spots, and we get up there and we get schools from around the world. There's nothing in this contest that says it's USA only. So we want this to be, schools everywhere, collegiate clubs and universities everywhere getting on the air. So I don't have a list, but those are the ones who have already reached out to me in the last couple of weeks. And I'm sure it will just be getting more. And, I know UF said they're going to be on the air, so yeah, it'll be exciting. So,
all right. From the SEC to the Big Ten, Carl, KD9HQT says, I'm a member of the amateur radio club at Indiana University, K9IU, but he's not a student, alumni, nor faculty associated with the club and IU, but he's just a member within the ham community. So how would he categorize himself if he's contacting with the club and other club stations on HF?
So the class that you're in follows the call sign of what you're operating under. So if he is operating as the club at the club station with other club members, then he would be a collegiate club. And if he decides to go operate on his own, he would fall into the individual category. Or if he went to another school and was an alumni member there, he could be in that category. So that's sort of how you'd fall into that. There's nothing that says a collegiate club is only students. We totally get that you have faculty and staff and, friends and, all that sort of stuff that are active in that. I don't think there's any ham club that is necessarily exclusive to, just any one group. So we totally get that. And if you're operating under the IU call sign, and you're doing it as the club, then you are totally a collegiate club. When you're on the station, when you're on the air for the station, you are still counted as a collegiate club.
Okay, so Carl, there you go. So you've got both options there. So if you're at home, why you're an individual, and if you operate over on campus with the group, then it's collegiate for the class.
Yep. Now the only thing,
go ahead.
The only thing I was going to say in that is we can't have more than one school counted as a collegiate club. So if you are, a student at a school with a club and you decide to go rogue because of whatever reason, unfortunately, you can't be in that category. And that just, we're trying to promote clubs and activity within that, not trying to have 15 different people all being, Ohio State for the contest. So just one thing to consider in that regard.
But you can have a student club, and then you can also have the employee / whatever club.
No, there should only be one club for a school. So if you are, the club with students would be the one that would be registered as the school club. If you're an alumni club or something, you would not count as the school club in that regard. So like at UF, we have an alumni club. Its call sign is We Are For UF. And that would not be the school club because that is not W4DFU, which is the Gator Amateur Radio Club. So, whichever one is the school club that's recognized, that would be the one that would be the one that can compete in that category. And if we have conflicts, we'll be following up and sorting those out.
Okay. All right. Very good. 812-638-4261 is the telephone number. If you have a question, go ahead and give us a call, and we'll try to get that in here before we leave the internet this evening. So give us a call, 812-638-4261, or you can tweet us at hamtalklive, and we'll check that here and see if we have that. And we thought that we might have another Milluzzi on the line tonight. We haven't heard from Tony yet, but you might, since he's not here to defend himself, you might talk about your brother and how he's helped out on this.
Yeah, so this has hardly been I have been the one who's been writing things, but that's been, literally my biggest contribution. There's been a huge group of people that have helped make this happen. My brother Tony, sort of my right-hand man. We make a great team. If you ever hang out at the league booth at Hamvention the last couple of years, you'd hear them announce, "Oh, the Malusi Brothers are here." Because, we both do amateur radio. It's something. So, yeah. Fun fact also, Tony's birthday is this coming Saturday. So if you see Tony or if you're on social media, his birthday is September 8th. You should wish him a happy birthday. Because, figure as a brother, might as well embarrass him on the air because he's not here to defend himself. So wish Tony happy birthday this September 8th. So, but yeah, he has been huge. He started up the Ohio University amateur radio club there and got that going again. And he's actually still a student, but he also just recently started his career at Honeywell over in Kansas. So he's hanging out over there, and he's been doing fantastic. So part of it is he's only a couple of weeks into his new career, and he's also balancing school. So tonight he said it would be tight if he could get on the air or not. But yeah, he has been heavily involved. He has been sort of the sanity person as I've come up with ridiculous rules and things for the contest. He has been the one saying, "You can't do that. No ham's going to want to hear you do that." So he's been a good sanity check.
If you're an alumni and you work your school, you get 5 million nano points.
That's right. Yeah. No, I had some interesting bonuses and points in there that, he and a few others just said, "No, don't do that." So, so they've been great.
One that came to mind a while ago is, what if you get, and of course, IU's going to throw a fit because they don't have a mascot. But what if you get the mascot to make a contact while in costume?
You see, that would be a fantastic bonus. That sounds like one I would suggest, and one that my brother would be like, no, you don't want to have that mascot in your ham shack. They're not going to fit. They're going to knock something over. It's going to be like, yeah. He's the voice of reason. But yes, that sounds like something I would suggest. I want to see what schools come up with on this contest. It's going to be a lot of fun. And
you can shoot a video of it, and it'd be like one of those Sports Center commercials, with the, with the mascot in there, it might work. Maybe we can do that next year.
I mean, the other one I thought that would be fun is a big bonus if you could do it from the 50-yard line of your school's football stadium, which I understand this contest also happens on a Saturday during football season. So that would be why there'd be a big bonus for that, is if you can get down to the 50-yard line and start making contacts.
If you can get past security and
string up an antenna and have no one knows. I mean, the goalpost would be great for it. And there was a big group of maybe about a dozen or so people that, students, faculty, staff, alumni, that helped come up with the rules. And that was a fun email chain to sort of start seeing people suggest things, and me trying to keep updates going. I sort of was the secretary of that, trying to just keep the document together as they were suggesting things and all that. So that was really cool to see everyone coming together to suggest all that.
All right. Well, we had a phone call and now it's gone. So
oh boy,
we'll give a minute here if you want to call back, but we did have a call and was on the line for just a few seconds while we were mid-sentence, and now they're gone. So we'll give it a minute or so, but we are just about out of time. But we'll wait and see here for just a moment. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping to see photos and stuff from this event too. Like, I'm hoping to see colleges wearing their college colors. Even like I would love to see the college station that has a TV going with the football game while also making contacts. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Hey, there we go. Yeah. And our call's back, so let's see who we have on the line here.
Hi, it's Tony, KD8RTT.
Oh, he made it.
He did.
Yes, I did.
Happy birthday, Tony.
No, thank you.
It's a little early,
but
I'd
call in, and I heard some of was able to catch some of it tonight, so it sounds like Andy's given a good overview of things.
Okay, now we kind of let him take the thing with the birthday thing. So you have any ammo to fire back?
Let's see. No, not right now, but nothing to shoot back at him right now. But I think he gave a pretty good overview of things. He's definitely right, though. I am the voice of reason.
And here I am giving him all these ideas of, you should have your mascot do this,
Well, yeah, so. I think it is good, though, that, if people want to come up with some ideas like that. One of the things I don't think Andy mentioned was, we just talked about this the other day, was we're probably going to send out a post-event survey after people submit their logs. So, if they've got ideas for neat bonuses, send them back, or feedback or any sort of thing like that. This is the first run, and we'll do whatever we can to make it better.
Yeah, we were talking about the survey a little bit. Andy, do you want to chime in on that?
Yeah, like Tony said, Tony and I were discussing this pretty extensively the last couple of days. We definitely want to get a survey out there, see if people are interested in helping run the contest, if people want to tell us what worked, what didn't work, recognize that I am really bad at coming up with bonuses. That's totally cool too. That sort of thing, to just sort of help us, looking at next year, because we don't intend for this to be a one and done contest. It's probably going to be around the same time next year. If we hear that this time works well, if we hear the time doesn't work well, we're going to move it. If we hear that they want 5 of these contests a year, we might do another 1 or 2. If we hear that, it should be every 6 years, we might not do one for a couple of years, so we definitely want to hear what the community says. I will be the one advocating for the more ridiculous things, and Tony will be the one like, no, you can't do that.
And I'll also just point out that if people want to step forward and help a little bit more with the administrative back end with Andy and me, let us know. You're more than welcome to. This is kind of everyone's event, so we're not trying to be the total control of it. So if people want to volunteer some time, we could certainly use it. As we go forward, we're looking at things like making a logo for the event, stuff like that, and those are all
website.
Definitely use help. Yep, website definitely.
Live vlogging is also something we would love to do, so that you could post it to your school and say, hey, watch us on this website, and you can see our points as we make contacts. And maybe even have Google Maps if we get someone who's really awesome at that. And I was hoping to do that this summer, but I ended up traveling a lot more than I expected. But even something where every as you log it, you start seeing the arcs bouncing around the globe and letting people see our club station made it all the way there. So
now you mentioned the pictures, and that again, Wimplota comes back to mind, and some people just enjoyed looking at all the Wimplota pictures, with all the ridiculous bonuses at Walmart parking lots on Twitter. Do you have a central place to send those photos to? Do you have a hashtag or something to put those with during the QSO party?
So after the QSO party, you can totally send them to my email address, because that will be inundated with emails, hopefully with lots of logs. And I will definitely put those together, and they will be at the carry booths at Hamcation and at Hamvention for sure, to show off some of the success if we get a lot of great photos coming in. In terms of during the event, we haven't spent the time to come up with a hashtag for it. We've been sort of trying to handle all the other stuff. So, we would love if there was someone from the community too that wants to sort of step up and handle the social media side of this and all that. That would be really cool. But right now, you can always throw, of course, hashtag ICOM, hashtag ARRL, and then hashtag CQP or hashtag Collegiate QSO Party, or hashtag Gators are going to beat the Wildcats. Any of those are pretty good.
Oh my goodness. Tony, what are we going to do with this boy?
Well, at this point, this is the point I usually just hang up on him, but, not tonight.
Like I said, he's the voice of reason.
Yeah, he's the voice of the reason on this. And, and Tom says ouch, too. So, wow, we've got all the Big Blue Nation also, upset now.
You can post any photos during the event right to the Facebook group. That's always a good place to put it, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Carry Facebook group. So It's Collegiate Amateur Radio Initiative, CARI, and you can find that on the old Facebook. So, Tony, thanks for calling in tonight. It's good to hear from you, and we'll be hearing you on the birds, hopefully, and enjoy your birthday.
All right, thanks. Yeah, I'll be doing some roving on my birthday, so maybe work.
Very good. I am actually thinking. I've kind of got my birthday plans here in about 2 or 3 weeks. And I actually think I'm going to get some roving in that morning. So, and probably from the land of the Wildcats. So we'll see.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. Well, we'll be looking for you, and enjoy it. And thanks for coming on.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. And Andy, that's going to do it for us for tonight. So, any final words?
I mean, like Tony said, share it to the Facebook group. If you're a Collegiate Club, update your QRZ page, show it off on there. If you're planning operating times, post that out on social media. It's a 48-hour contest, so there's a lot of time on there for, people to operate. I'm going to be on the air probably from the Deer Station at Walt Disney World. So, you'll probably hear me competing. I might venture up to UF and join my fellow Gators up there for a bit too. But I'm hoping to work a whole bunch of college stations, talk to some fellow Gator and Rose-Hulman alumni, and have a really great weekend because I think it's going to be a blast. And like I said, if people have suggestions, feel free to reach out, either post in the Facebook group or you can reach me directly at andy@gatorradio.org. Or you can read the QST article. My email's there, so you can get it there as well. And if you have questions, if you want to get involved, Tony and I are going to be putting together a FAQ. I was hoping to post it earlier this week, but like I said, I've been on travel. So I'm going to try and get that posted up this weekend with just some of those common questions, and also updating the rules as we've had to clarify some things. So like your question tonight about, non-student clubs, that's a new one. I didn't think of that. So, making sure that gets referenced correctly too in the rules. We're going to try and, keep all that stuff as up to date and as, current as possible. And as questions come in, we've had some great ones come in. So, want to make sure that happens. And the logging format is published up there too. So I think it's going to be a great event. I'm hoping to hear lots of people on the air, and I'm praying for good band conditions.
Oh, yeah, we can always use those. So, all right, well, that's going to do it for tonight. That is a wrap for this week's edition of Ham Talk Live. Thanks to Andy Milluzzi, KK4LWR, and everyone out there in cyberspace for listening and typing in. And I invite you back next Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Lee Height, K8CLI, will be here from the Voice of America Museum of Broadcasting, talking about the USCGC Courier exhibit that's just opened there. It's a whole new meaning of the word relay, so be sure to tune in for that. And for a list of all of our upcoming guests, you can see that at hamtalklive.com. Just click on the show schedule link. And if you like the show, please leave us a review on iTunes or wherever you listen. That helps people find us faster. And that's all for tonight. So for now, this is Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, saying 7375, and may the good DX be yours.